Hey everyone, welcome back. So, I kind of thought, why don't we try and see if we can finish up what we have left over from the dry steppes before moving on to the next area. Now, what I've realized is even though I would like to show you guys as much of the side quests and such as I can, because I think a lot of them have some good stories, especially more so compared to the main storyline, the reality is I'm probably not going to be able to show you everything. As I hover over the Fractured Peaks, you'll notice at the top of the screen, I've done 31 of 38 side quests. The reality is that some of the side quests are actually pretty hidden. Some of them you have to go to very specific areas on the map in order to find them. The others you actually have to rely on encountering them, like in certain enemy encounters. Like fighting an enemy over here, you'll then get something that drops, and you pick up and you go, well, what's this? And that does the quest line, which is just, hey, get this, and you get a cash out of it, which is not really an interesting side quest line. It's just like an extra thing to do to either get XP or materials. So I'll try to show you guys some, but the reality is I'm more than likely just simply not going to be able to show you guys everything. And I'm sure that some of you are probably fine with that. And honestly, it's like, you know what? If I can't show you guys everything, it's not a big deal. I'm mainly doing this just to kind of not only check them out myself, but to show off what I consider to be some of the extra good side content that there is in this game. But, sometimes it just can't be helped. So, and I know I'm sure some of you are eager for me to get along with the story and the campaign, which I will admit I'm also wanting to get my Druid through the campaign because I do want to get her to the end game to have access to certain things. Even though I'm trying to show off as much of the campaign as I can, there are certain things that I just don't have access to on this character right now because we're in the campaign and not at the end game. So, anyways. Why does this ledger have your name in it?
No! I never should have swiped that bloody thing from Ked Bardu. I won't let it take me!
Really?
What? This book. There is some evil lurking within. Andrea said she found it in Ked Bardu.
By the way, for the record, you'll notice I've turned up the difficulty to Expert. This is the highest difficulty I can turn it up to while we are in the campaign. Once I beat the campaign, I can take it up to the next difficulty, Penitent, I think it's called. And that will let me have access. And the only way I can then turn it up to Torment 1 is if my Druid is able to clear a pit of at least 20. But she doesn't get access to the pit until we beat the campaign. So I'm in a position where it's like, well, we just have to continue through the story if we want to be able to turn up the difficulty and make it a bit more of a challenge. Because I'm sure some of you are probably going to get a little tired of seeing me almost one-shot everything. Now, part of that is because I have been able to not only get able to set myself up with 750 pieces of gear in every slot, but I'm also Paragon 223, in which case I have access to all of these stats and nodes in my Paragon boards. What I'm also wanting to do is to collect the rest of the glyphs. Because, of course, once I get access to the pit, then I'll be able to use that to level up my glyphs. Now, I'm enjoying this build, this pure werebear build while I can, and I was also doing so with my werewolf build while I can, because I know that once I get to the end game, if I actually want to have my Druid participate in the end game, at some point, I'm gonna have to swap to a different build. I'm gonna have to swap to whatever Max Roll says are some of the top S-ranked builds out there for the classes, even though right now, Druid is not in a fantastic spot in this particular season compared to, say, the Spiritborn. If you were to look at the tier list that Maxwell says of what the S-tier builds are in the game right now, you'll notice most of them are for the Spiritborn. Which I'm fine with when it comes to my own Spiritborn, because she is running one of the top builds, the Crushing Hand build. But then you look at some of the other classes, and some of them are not really on par, which is an issue, but at the same time it's expected, because it's the new class. Of course, it's going to be the strongest class in the game. But it would be nice if certain builds we do want to play on certain classes were up to par, you know? Like, right now, I'm actually trying to figure out what builds to do on some of my other classes, because I actually did finish leveling my other classes. I got my Sorceress and Rogue to 60 because there is a event going on right now. The Mother's Blessing is back, 35% boost to XP and 50% boost to gold. But right now we also have this. The Red Cloaked Horror and its mischievous Blight Fiend minions are again rising by invading Hell-Tide territories and stalking the dungeons and infernal hordes. So yes, we can actually encounter the Red Cloaked Horror in dungeons we do. I've actually encountered him several times, both on my Sorceress and on my Rogue when I was leveling them to 60. Have you heard anyone speaking of this book?
Trisphere, down in the Barbarian Quarter. I think I saw her reading one time. Didn't even see her lips moving.
Have the mercenaries been helping?
The mercenaries are decent with a blade. But those greedy canyon adders are always raising their prices. Nobody should have to pay for safety.
Have you any news of Ked Bardu?
Boy, make your stay in Ked Bardu a short one. New faces tend to bring new problems.
Why is it so busy here?
Aye, since bandits blocked the pass in the south, babbling merchants have been haunting my...
What are you doing?
Away! I have work.
Now hold on, do you recognize this book?
No chance. Looks like it's a boring read anyway. Just a list of names. Try Setsuki the healer. She's got stacks of books that are just lists of things.
Well, okay then. Have you seen this book before?
Spirit save me. It can't be.
My brother, Lyrak, he is an archaeologist. He found that cursed thing on a dig. He said that it whispered to him, told him it would grant him any wish. I begged Lyrak to destroy it, but he refused to listen. If anyone knows more about that thing, it's him. He's camping out in the Crown of Fiends.
I see. Over there, huh? By the way, I've also swapped up my spirit boons. I decided to go ahead and stick with the Eagle, and they've also... This patch, they buffed and changed a number of things. Like, for example, Avian Wrath got buffed from 30 to 40% critical strike damage. So I kind of was like, well, I kind of need to... I probably should stick with that, because that's 40% more crit strike damage, you know? Like, I could go for some more tanky stuff, like... take reduced damage from elites, more max spirit, more thorns, but... I don't really think I need to be that tanky right now. More damage on a tanky spec? Yeah, I'm fine with that. So, more movement speed, so we can be an even faster bear, just like I am in World of Warcraft. I know it's not really a talent that a lot of people take, but I personally love taking the talent that just gives you more movement speed, even as when I'm playing a bear. I just hate you have to take a feral talent in order to get it, but I like being faster as a werebear. What can I say? I just enjoy being a faster... I mean, I like movement speed in general. I like being fast. Now, question is he over here in this event? Probably not. Notice that this area... Okay, the Crown of Fiends. I will say, having just recently leveled my rogue, who is really fast, I am kind of missing that movement speed. Believe it or not, my rogue grew on me more than my sorceress. And I thought I would like the sorceress more, but maybe it's just the build I'm running. Because I was running like a pure, just like fire build. But it doesn't seem to be like what I was hoping it would be. Meanwhile, my rogue was fast, and I'm enjoying the kind of like cutthroat build I'm using for her. What do you know of this ledger?
I knew it would find its way back to me somehow. I found it when I was cataloging an old tomb. Some said my family would never be hungry again. But now I owe it my soul. So I hid it and tried to forget about it. Looks like it found itself another willing debtor after me. Do what I should have done from the start. Toss it in the fire and turn it to ash.
Okay.
Pathetic.
No.
Uh-oh. What else can we do to destroy the ledger?
I suppose we could summon the demon who owns the ledger. You'll have to slay him before he can collect. Here, give me the book.
Oh, that sounds like a bad idea. I'm pretty sure they're gonna collect, and then I'm gonna have to destroy them after you die. Or I'm gonna have to kill you to destroy it. This is Diablo, I know how they work. Alright, summon the demon, I'm ready.
All right. I know that I would like to see my family again. Spirits, forgive me. Orastas, I summon thee! Come forth and collect what you are owed!
At last, Lirak. Did you truly think you could make a deal with the burning hells and escape the flames?
No.
I knew it.
I failed to save you. I'm so sorry. At least the ledger is no more.
Oh, hey. Apparently I did what was needed to finish those. I really wish this was better. Honestly. Like, this feels like it's not nearly as helpful as I would want it to be when it comes to trying to find what it is I'm looking for. Like, apparently I am now finishing these side quests when it comes to these, but I really want to know, like, okay, like, here's another one here. The Fiend's So Familiar questline Dry Steps. I'm like, okay, where? Because apparently this is a questline in the Dry Steps, and I'm just like, like, some of these are not like, if you want to start this questline, go here, you know? And of course, we'll deal with those Nahantu ones later when we get to spoilers. We're heading to Nahantu and Vessel of Hatred. At some point, you were probably gonna at some point notice this down here. Just yeah. All right. Let's see. We've got like 4 different things over here, and I don't remember if the Altar of Ruin actually provides a waypoint when we go there. So let's go ahead and make our way over here. Since we've got like 4 different side quests over there, let's go ahead and do that and see if we can knock those out. One of the things I was hoping to do is pick up quest lines along the way that would be like, hey, go into a dungeon. So that way, in case I do have to go to a dungeon, at least I would have a side quest telling me to go do that. You know, knock out more than one thing at the same time.
My skill is unmatched. You'll see.
Funny. You're not the first blacksmith I've heard say that. By the way, do you like the mount combo I've got set up here for my druid? Wearing the Malfurion horns, but then also having this kind of like moose armor on this horse. It kind of reminded me of if Malfurion was to, for some reason, use a mount when he can just, you know, use mounted form, but whatever, that's a WoW thing, not a Diablo thing. But I've always also been amused by the mount choice from Legolas's father in the Hobbit movies, with the what I think was like a deer with a huge antlers and such. Hello. He was marked on my map, so I was like, huh, I guess that guy there is something important? So I may have to, I don't know, look up where those quests are, because I'm pretty sure I don't have the means or the quest to do those other ones. And if I do, I just don't realize it. Like, this is not all that great. Like, okay, I have, like, a wolf's arm, which I think is part of that other quest line involving the wolves. This quest journal could use some improvement, is what I'm really trying to get at and have my point be. It could be better. It's not as helpful as I would like it to be, and it's one of those things I really want them to try and see if they can do to make it better, more convenient, more friendly to the player, because sometimes it's not entirely clear what it wants to do or what it's part of, or especially if you're trying to also knock out challenges. I didn't know that that was one I need to do in order to finish quest lines in the dry steppes there. But apparently that was the case. Okay, so I gotta just kill 10 more of these things over here. Alright, sure. I'm sure there are those of you that are having an issue with me one-shotting these elites and such. Look, you're just going to have to get used to that. There's nothing I can do about it because I cannot turn the difficulty up any higher than it is right now. I just also... Yes, I also was able to set myself up with a bunch of 750 gear as well as having my Paragon stuff set up. Yes, that is true. And because I'm already 60... I will be able to continue working on improving my Paragon up to the max of 300 as we continue here. Not to mention, I've also been doing that with some of my other characters. I not only finished the expansion campaign with my Spiritborn, but also with my Necromancer, because I wanted to get my Necromancer to the end game and be able to have some fun with the builds that are going on there. Or at least with the minions and such. Is that so wrong? The roads are clear for now.
By your guidance and my shelter, the meek are saved. Truly, the light works through us all.
Ma told me to run and not look back. Why didn't she run too? I don't understand why they attacked. We didn't do anything wrong.
I found an old account of Pilgrim's Journey. Walk the road of faith to a lone desert chapel. Stand at Akrat's feet and follow his example and be rewarded. This is another emote one, isn't it?
Greetings. Thank you. Impressive. I apologize. I could use some assistance. I greet you. Yes. Do not go any further. Look.
You are weak and foolish.
Sorry. Follow me.
There it is. I knew it eventually had to be one of those. I'm not a fan of those particular quest lines, just for the record, because I don't like the whole, hey, use your emotes.
You must rest.
The sick need tending and clean water.
They drank water tainted by some sort of rot. Probably a wayward creature, drowned in the well.
I've cleared out the well.
Bless Akarat's holy name. He sent you to save us. Take this, with our blessing.
Nasla, we cannot afford it.
May it help you on your path.
Oh, it's down there. Alright, since we're here, let's go ahead and do this dungeon. The pilgrims choose to leave their trail shoes and start on a path anew on the way home. As you can see, I'm using the Xavius Totem along with the Azonoth Sword. Maybe we'll actually encounter the Red Cloaked Horror in here. Who knows? I've already encountered him several times. He's basically taken over for the Butcher for the time being. At least that's how it feels, because I have yet to encounter both of them at the same time. And I have not encountered the Butcher in a dungeon since this event started.
By the oak.
It was pilfered. How dare they? Ah, back that way, huh? So we need to go back towards the entrance to find the Grave Robber before we can continue with the dungeon. There you are.
Here's what you're after. I even drew you a picture, so if you come back with the wrong thing, you're losing another finger.
You've already lost one finger, don't make me cause you to lose another. Ooh. A polar. Oh man, I hate it when I get a greed shrine and there's nowhere near enough enemies around for me to take advantage of it. I mean, while we're here, we may as well go ahead and finish the dungeon. I know we don't have to, but we may as well. Yes, I know there's a world boss spawning soon. Shut up. It's not like this character can go do it. I forgot about that, that because there are times where my werebear can actually go ahead and do critical attacks, that it'll then apply poison damage. Now, I don't have the other aspect attached where if you do more, that you can actually do more poison damage as a bear. So it actually is possible to run like a poison werebear build, but it's, from what I understand, it's nowhere near as good as if you were to run a poison werewolf build. Since there are more things to take advantage of a poison werewolf build than there is a poison werebear build. Alright. There's 3 enemies remaining. I have to go back and find them to continue. But see, here's another reason why I wanted to go ahead and do a dungeon, is I got that glyph. There's some specific glyphs I want to get before I go ahead and put them into my Paragon boards. There we go. Now we can continue. One of the reasons why I am just one-shotting these things is because of the stacks that has my next core skill, which is Pulverize, both critically strike and overpower. As you guys can probably imagine, yeah, overpower damage is a big deal when you're playing a werebear build. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Just so I can go turn it in outside of the dungeon. There's another reason why I want to get my Druid to the end of the campaign, and mainly get access to Torment difficulties, because there was actually a special cache you could get as part of this event, which can let you have ancient uniques. I've recovered the relic.
Oh, by the light! Huh. I admit, I had little hope that you...
Truly, we are in your debt. This will bring comfort to our people. May the light guide your way.
I also want to let you guys know that I have been encountering some unfortunate weird bugs and crashes during this patch. And I say that because it's possible I may not be able to show you certain things on this character because I may encounter some crashes that will prevent that. But I have some alts ready to go in case that does happen, in terms of showing those particular aspects. There's another side quest just right out there in the middle over there. I think we may have to go pick that up. There's also a couple strongholds here. Maybe we should go to this Altar of Ruin over here and see what we can do about clearing it out while we're here, right? I said that I wanted to make sure I showed you guys the strongholds on camera because I forgot that some of them do have some interesting stories. And I unfortunately didn't show you guys one that took place over here that involved a mad druid. And it was actually interesting having my druid provide some extra dialogue for that. And I missed out on showing it to you guys, so I'm sorry.
This is as far as you'll go.
Really? I doubt that.
I'm not sure what they found down there, but Cardinal Mardul ordered the High Priest to seal the way behind him.
Dark Summoners!
This jewel looks like part of a key. There must be more pieces.
It's time to go dire, werebear!
The light can't protect you here.
Huh. What makes you think I need the light's protection? None are permitted to enter the ritual site without explicit permission from the High Priest. All initiates are to continue excavation efforts. Glory be destruction! Oh, so we've got some followers of Baal. You guys dropped down on a werebear. What? At what moment did you think that was a good idea? Drop your shield, you coward!
It's over.
Alright. Time to claim this stronghold. In the name of the wild. What, I'm wearing the Malfurion outfit. And there we go, an extra waypoint. Well, since we're here, you'll probably see that what I'm referring to is this right here. A great midwinter purse, ancestral unique midwinter cache, a purse suitable for level 60s containing gold and our ancestral items as a testament to your triumph over the midwinter blight. But it requires not only level 60, but torment difficulty. So obviously I cannot open this on this character. I could open it on a couple of other characters I have, but they don't really have a need for this. Characters like my Druid need it more, but in order for me to actually have her open it, we have to get through the campaign, and I have to unlock Torment difficulty. I'll go ahead and claim that, even though it doesn't really make a difference. Okay. So we have essentially finished up our time in the dry steppes. So when we come back, we're going to be starting to work on our time here in Kyrgyzstan. Like this kind of portion over here, even though we have moved over here, but we're not entirely done. Also, you'll notice there's a portion over here. I wonder what this could be. Well, maybe we'll find out later. But we have some other things to do. We have a couple of other strongholds here that we can go claim. We have some more side questing and helping around the people. We can't do anything about this because this will be later on in the game. The only way we can get there is actually progress through the campaign. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Stay tuned.